The second half of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, certified by the FIA and co-organised by ACI Sport and Alpine, would begin at the Temple of Speed, the Formula 1 circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. There were changes to the driver lineups ahead of round 6 with new arrivals and driver transfers. Patrick Pasma moves from KIC Motorsport to ART Grand Prix after we would sadly bid farewell to Thomas Ten Brink, who decided to hang up his crash helmet for good. In place of Pasma in KIC comes Yassin Ferrati from Monolight Racing. Meanwhile, his place there is filled by a new face to the championship. Directly from British F3 is the Scottish driver Dexter Patterson. Also making his first appearance would be the FIA F3 driver Ido Cohen, who joins JT Motorsport for the remainder of the season. That gives us a total of 33 drivers who will get straight to work at Spa, with the first pre-collective test sessions taking place on Wednesday to allow the several drivers who are taking on the fast and technical circuit for the first time a chance to get up to speed. In the dry conditions, it is Michael Belov of G4 Racing and championship leader Gregor Sorsi of ART Grand Prix who go fastest. After 4 consecutive days of sunshine, often a rare sight around the Formula 1 Belgium Grand Prix circuit, the rain returns, and just in time for the first qualifying session on Saturday, which forces the teams to come into the pits after just 1 lap to mount wet tyres. Back on track, it is the ART duo of Sorsi and Gabriele Mini who conquer the front row of the Grid 4 Race 2, ahead of David Vidales of the Prema Power Team and Hadrian David of RHGP.
Yeah, again a pole. Really happy about this one in the wet. So thanks to everyone and thanks for the team. Also happy for them. P1 and P2 for the team is just amazing. And yeah, the gap after P3 is a bit more. So yeah, really happy about that.
Yeah, so it's been for sure a really good qualifying. I made a good progress to the session, improving lap by lap. As you just said, it was my first ever time with a wet condition in qualifying, first time in wet in Spa. So yeah, I find the confidence really well with my car. So I managed to set some good laps. I wasn't expecting, to be honest, to be P2, but at the end of qualifying, when my engineer said that, I was really happy about it.
In the second qualifying on Saturday, which sets the grid for the start of race 1 later that day, it is the very strong Russian driver Belov who takes pole position. Alongside him will be the rookie of Isaac Hadjar of RHGP, and behind them his teammate and compatriot David and a very fast-growing Dino Beganovic from the Prema Power Team.
Yeah, the session was a bit tricky because we had some delay and also we expect some rain during the qualifying. But yeah, I find a good spot on the track, quite clean air, and yeah, they managed to go 2 good laps. So yeah. Also, we did a really good job during the test, so we performed the car quite well.
So the starting Grid 4 Race 1 will be Belov on pole, followed by Hadjar on row 2, and always fast David alongside rookie Beganovic. And on row 3 we find Zay Maloney of RHGP and Paul Aron of Prema Power Team. As the cars line up on the Grid 4 Race 1, rain starts to fall, prompting a huge rush to change tyres. But some teams towards the back decide to gamble and stay on slicks. However, the risk would not pay off, and Yassin Ferrati is one who suffers as he takes a spin on the warm-up lap, damaging his car. That leads to an extra warm-up lap, allowing those drivers on slicks to quickly return to the pit lane and change to the wet tyres. The teams are going to be ready to go in the pits. Ido Cohen's come in. He's decided to bail from those slick tyres. He's going to go for the wet tyres, and the team are going to pull him into position unless it's something more. No, it is just a case of, right, that was the wrong thing to do. Clever decision, because he might just about have enough time, especially with Yassin Ferrati's car now having to be moved potentially. He might have time here to catch back out. There's a chance that he's going to have to start this one from dead last on the grid, but that's damage limitation, I think, now from Ido Cohen. As the lights go green, Belov starts well from pole, while Hadjar stalls and loses several positions from the front row, as does Franco Colapinto of MP Motorsport, who started from 7th on the grid. Behind, David gets a really good start and almost manages to overtake the Russian driver, putting 2 wheels on the grass as the pair run side by side towards La Source. Belov, however, is good at taking it back using the long braking of the Frenchman, who goes slightly wide. Maloney also takes advantage and demotes David further as he makes his way into 2nd place. There goes the green flag. Right, we are almost ready to go racing for round number 6. Race number 1. To the left of your screen is Michael Belov. To the right is Isaac Hadjar. Who's going to make it to turn 1 first? Let's find out. Oh no, it's not going to be Isaac Hadjar. He's stalled, and Hadrian David to the far left of your picture is going to come down the inside there of Belov, and David takes the lead of the race. Maloney's gone up to 3rd place. The Prema drivers swarming all over the back of the top 3. We've got someone running wide in the background. We've lost a front wing as well. The rain is absolutely hammering it down here at Spa now, but leading the way was David, but it seems he's hit problems on the exit of the corner as they now make their way up Eau Rouge and Radion for the first time. It's Dudu Barrichello, sadly, who's lost his front wing. Aaron's taken a spin as well. I think that was leading the way is going to be Belov, but to the right of picture, here comes Zane Maloney in the number 22, trying to take the lead up at Lake Coombe for the first time, and he's going to go all the way around the outside. Brilliant move that from Maloney, almost makes contact with Belov as he was trying to get the car stopped in time. Davidson in the 10 there, going around the outside of the number 12 of Vidales. It's been a great start to the race for Vidales. He's up to 4th place. Beganovic is down to 5th place as they come down through Bruxelles for the first time, and a good lead here for Belov. 5 minutes in, and Saucy has already made 14 positions, moving from 24th to 10th, while in just a few laps Belov is already more than 5 seconds ahead of the Belgian driver, taking advantage of the clear view ahead of him as the rain intensifies. Unfortunately, 23 minutes from the end of the race, Vidales spins and damages the rear wing. With his car in a dangerous position, the safety car is called out for the first time. Oh no, that's the number 12 going round. That's Vidales. Vidales is spun and he's picked up damage to his rear wing as well. Looks like he just ran wide. Oh, and one of the Van Amersfoort cars going round as well. That's Havercourt, I think actually the MP Motorsport car that went round and got going again. Treacherous conditions out there. Let's have a look. He's gonna go on the runoff area, and that's gonna take him round. So the painted runoff area there, never a good place to be in these conditions, and I think Kaz Havercourt is going to do exactly the same thing. The whole field bunches up, and Belov now has to build his gap once again. After a long safety car period to allow the Spanish driver's car to be recovered, the race restarts with 6 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock, and Belov makes a perfect restart, immediately gaining a good gap on Maloney and David, setting the best time of the race. He's going to start getting his foot down as soon as he can straighten that car up, and he has. So we are back under racing at Spa here. Michael Belov comes across the line, and he's absolutely nailed that restart. Has got an 0.8 of a second lead as he comes across the line. Maloney is the one under pressure. He's only got 0.4 to Hadrian David as they come in towards La Source. We've got Beganovic next. Saucy hasn't been able to make any positions, but he has got himself a gap to Alatalo. The track conditions continue to worsen, with visibility now getting extremely difficult for the drivers. Saucy tries to attack Hadjar, who himself is very close to Mini. Although these battles do not lead to overtaking, they do demonstrate very impressive car control in extremely tough conditions. 2 laps to go, and the constant pressure from David leads to a mistake by Maloney, who runs wide at Pouon, allowing David to go through and take 2nd position. Out front, Belov is unbeatable and wins by more than 9 seconds ahead of David. 3rd is Maloney, 4th a fantastic Beganovic, 1st of the rookies. 5th is a very good Pasma in his first race with ART. 6th Mini despite late pressure. 7th is Hadjar, and 8th, finally recovering 16 positions from 24th on the grid, is championship leader Saucy, who manages to limit the points lost in the championship to David. But it's going to be a first race win for Michael Belov and a first race win for G4 Racing as well. The Russian heads up to the line and he is a race winner again. Michael Belov takes the win in round number 6 and race number 1, and G4 Racing can celebrate victory for the first time this season. Hadrian David 9 seconds later will finish in 2nd place, a 5th podium for him, a 4th for Zane Maloney in 3rd place. It's a personal best result for Dino Beganovic, 4th place for him. Absolutely brilliant job from the rookie.
Yeah, I said true because in these conditions, in this place, it's unpredictable. It can be everything because the place is quite high. And we see the rain, we managed properly the car and we did the perfect job, I think, together with the team. So I was just flying on the track.
The starting grid for race 2 sees Poleman Saucy with teammate Mini at his side, whilst Vidalis and David are on the 2nd row. On row 3 we have Maloney and Kaz Havercourt of MP Motorsport. At the start, Saucy is fast, but behind him, Mini takes advantage of the slipstream and overtakes him down the Kemmel Straight, whilst Vidalis makes it 3 for the lead. Behind there is more overtaking, with Maloney taking 4th place on David, who hesitates at the start, while a furious Hadjar snatches 11th position from Belov as he begins his charge through from 16th. Let's find out. Green flag flies at the back of the field. Lights are coming on. To the left of your screen is Saucy. To the right is Mini. We are go for round number 6, race number 2 here at Spa. And a very good start from Gregor Saucy. Immediately pulling over to take the racing line. There is Mini trying to dive down the inside. Is Vidalis. Let's hope they all get through La Source nice and safely as they now make their way downhill towards Eau Rouge. 1 or 2 drivers running wide. We had 1 or 2 slow starters as well, but other than that, it looks like we're all away nice and safely as they come up Eau Rouge and Raidillon now for the first time. What a sight that must be if you are trackside. Brilliant stuff. Now it's the race down the Kemmel Straight. Who's going to win? To the right of picture there is Mini. Looks like he's got the run on Saucy. Let's find out when they get towards Lake Coombe. Mini trying to close the angle and he's taken the lead. The 16-year-old leads here at Spa. He's the only driver in the top 10 of the championship to not have driven. The battle is amazing between Mini and Saucy, who try several times to regain 1st place, but the Italian keeps fighting every inch and every corner to keep the lead. Meanwhile, Maloney overtakes Vidalis, while Belov is faster than Hadjar and overtakes the Frenchman. Finally, Saucy is back in the lead, leaving Mini in 2nd, and Maloney takes advantage of the two fighting with each other to close the gap. Has just held on to 3rd place, but this battle is not over yet. Maloney to the right of screen. He's going to try and get the switch back. In fact, he's going to try and go all the way around the outside. Vidalis trying to cover him off. Well defended from the Spaniard there, and Vidalis holds on for now. Take a breath and we go back to our leaders, because these two fighting with each other now, I'm sure, as they come up Eau Rouge Raidillon down the Kemmel Straight. Kaz Havercourt and Franco Colapinto working nicely together. I think we've had Aaron make some moves back through the field. He's up to 9th place now. Your big movers and losers. Sepinen has dropped 4, Hadjar has dropped 5, but more importantly, Saucy's trying to go for the lead at Lake Coombe. He goes round the outside of Mini. Mini trying to hold on here. Good clean racing from the pair of them, and Mini is going to hold on to the lead as they make their way down Bruxelles. These two can't fight with each other too hard, because behind we've got Maloney up to 3rd and he's trying to close down as well. We're still side by side here, a 16-year-old versus a 21-year-old as we come through No Name Corner, and Mini just about holds on in terms of 2nd and 3rd when we make it up to the line. But first of all, Saucy looks like he's lining up a move here up towards the chicane. Mini's going to have to go defensive. Flat out they go through Blanchimont, and pulling to the outside there is Saucy. It's going to be who goes later on the brakes, and for now it is Mini, but this battling is doing no good for the ART team. They are being caught by R-Race GP, Zane Maloney. Vidalis is coming under pressure behind from David, then it's Colapinto, Havercourt, Dexter Patterson Patterson, with absolutely nothing to lose, is in 8th place. Then we have Aaron and yesterday's race winner Michael Belov in 10th. Hajar's made a good start. He's gained 5 positions up to 11th. Then it's Pasma, Alatalo, Sepinen and Bortoletto. We drop downhill for the 3rd time. Quickest on track, it's Dexter Patterson in 8th place. You'll see his position is highlighted purple. He is the fastest on track. There he goes in the all-black colours uphill. Here's Aaron. He's under pressure from yesterday's winner, Michael Belov, but our leaders are side by side once more. It looks like Saucy might have the run here on Gabriele Mini, and he's already through. Mini trying to go back on the attack as they get up towards Lake Coombe. The gap back to Maloney is 1.1 seconds. He closed the gap by 4/10 last time. Mini makes a lunge down the inside at the right-hander at Lake Coombe. Almost caught Saucy out there, was almost contact, but in the end just avoided. As we come down Bruxelles, Mini knows that he cannot let Saucy get a gap here. It is a great start also for Franco Colapinto of MP Motorsport, who climbs up 5 places from 10th and manages to overtake Vidales with over 20 minutes still on the clock. Gabriel Bortoletto of FA Racing is also really effective in the first few laps, gaining 6 positions from 20th to 14th. 19 minutes from the end of the race, Pietro Deligoanti of Monolight Racing and Tommy Smith of JD Motorsport collide at Lake Coombe, ending both their races and bringing out the safety car. Oh dear, we have our first incident of the race, and that looks like, I think that might have been Deligoanti and Smith who are in the barriers. We could see a safety car here. I think that was at the top at Lake Coombe, and we don't know what happened there, but we do know we have 2 cars in the barriers, and that's not going to be good news for Saucy, and safety car is deployed. Well, Mini, the 8/10 gap he had to Saucy is now going to diminish, and this is good news for the likes of Colapinto, who's been working his way up. It's good news for Aaron as well. At the restart, Saucy is perfect, while Mini is immediately attacked by Maloney, and in an attempt to defend the position, he is also overtaken by David in an amazing showdown up at Lake Coombe. Behind them, there's more battling going on for 5th place, including the likes of Colapinto, Vidales and Havercourt. Nail that throttle, so he'll straighten the car up here. He's going to take a wider line as possible, and there we can see already he's on the throttle, and a good restart there. A very good restart from Maloney in 3rd place as well. Mini could be under pressure as we get this race going once more here at Spa. Mini thinking about having to defend from Maloney, but he's within a slipstream range. It's going to be a race down the Kemmel Straight. Aaron in the red and white there, fancy to look down the inside of Patterson, couldn't quite get through as they drop downhill, and Mini is under huge pressure there in 2nd place. Maloney in 3rd place, might have even lifted off the throttle there just to make sure he can go flat out up Eau Rouge and Radion as they come onto the Kemmel Straight for the first time since this restart. 14 minutes plus a lap to go. Saucy defending there from teammate Mini, but it's Maloney to the right of your screen who we have to watch. He's surely going to be in 2nd by the time we get towards Lake Coombe, but Mini got a great time. Maloney's trying to go all the way around the outside of Mini. The 2 are going to be side by side, and he's pushed off Mini off onto the curb, but Mini furiously fighting back into the right-hander, but just about getting through was Maloney. He's going to have to go defensive into Bruxelles. Here comes David trying to go round the outside of Mini, the 2 running side by side, and David is through into 3rd place. Disappointing restart there from Mini. He's lost 2 places with just under 10 minutes to go to the end. A great move by Vidales allows him to pass Colapinto. Screen, Vidales makes a move though down the inside of Colapinto, and Vidales is through. Sadly, it would be another early end to the race for the Spaniard after he gets involved in an accident with his teammate Aaron up at Lake Coombe, putting him out of the race. Despite the Estonian driver dropping to 10th place, he manages to continue, eventually taking 9th position from Hajar. Up ahead, Patterson puts in a great performance on his debut weekend in the series, taking 8th place. Between Saucy and Maloney has closed the gap in the first sector. Colapinto here defending. Oh dear, contact between the 2 teammates. Vidales has gone round, and Aaron, as he tried to make a move down the inside, made contact with Vidales there, and Vidales briefly on 3 wheels. Hopefully he can get going again, but a bad weekend turns even worse, not just for him but for the Prema team in general. campus they go, and Hajar to the right of screen, pulls to the outside of Patterson, unable to get through, but he's going to try all the way around the outside, and Hajar is through. Brilliant stuff there. Patterson thought he'd had it, but Hajar was able to hold on, and the rookie is up one more place. Another battle sees William Alatalo of Arden Motorsport take 10th position from Hajar, but the battle does not end there, as the two drivers are engaged in a constant fight, also with Havercourt. Alatalo is amongst those who have gained the most places, picking up 7 positions along with Hajar, whilst Belov has gained 6. I'd say this race is not over, because Maloney's just taken 0.3 of a second out of Saucy. So the gap is down to 0.7 of a second as Aaron dives down the inside there of Hajar. Hajar's not going to give this one up. Clean racing between the pair, and Aaron's gone through. So a change for 9th place there. Good driving from Aaron. Behind that, Alatalo now trying to get involved in this as well. Alatalo in the all red there, trying to have a look down the inside of Hajar. Not able to get through. Behind that then is Pasma. Bortoletto getting up the order as well. He's in the... The race ends with Saucy taking another victory, meaning he loses only 4 points over the weekend to his nearest rival in the championship, David, who finishes 3rd behind Maloney. Vini is 4th and 1st of the rookies after a good race, although he'll be slightly disappointed about the positions he lost at the restart. Well, Gregor Saucy has driven this one absolutely superbly. He's had lots of pressure. He's had to deal with losing the lead more than once in this race. But for the 3rd time, we're going to have a Swiss winner here at Spa. Gregor Saucy will take his 7th win of the season as he comes across the line and further extend his lead in the championship. It's another podium for Zane Maloney. That now his 5th of the season, and a 6th podium for Hadrian David. Gabriele Mini will take the rookie win in 4th place. Our post-race interviews are with the top 3, Saucy, Maloney and David.
First of all, quali 2 was not my perfect qualifying. Starting P24, finished P8 yesterday. For me was the best I can do with the condition. And now today to finish the weekend P1, just perfect to close this weekend. We still have some good points in front in the championship, so really happy about that.
Yeah, yesterday was a crap job from me, and today I had a good start once again. I think Hadrian might have had a bad start, so I was able to get past him there. And then lap 2, just with Vidales, with the slipstream, just trying my best to overtake it, and we got him there. And then after the safety car restart, we got Gabriel as well. Some good racing out there. So yeah, it was probably one of the most exciting races of the year. I wanted it to finish. I also wanted to... I was catching Gregor at the end. His tyres started going off, so a few more laps and I think maybe we would have had an opportunity, but he did a good job, so yeah, well done to them.
Yeah, surely a race and a track where you are able to...
Yeah, I think honestly it was a very good weekend for us as a team and also for myself. 2 podiums, it's the first time of the season that I do it. It's a shame for the start. I had a very bad start compared to yesterday and I lost a position on Zane, and my first lap was quite messy. I was fighting with other drivers, so I was quite far behind. And then I managed to overtake Vidales to catch up Maloney, and we had safety car. Zane was quite strong today. To be honest, he was as fast as Gregoire, and at the end I had a degradation, so I was struggling a lot to follow them. But yeah, it was a very good weekend for us.
So after 6 rounds, Gregor Saucy leads the championship with 189 points ahead of Hadrian David with 129 points, and Zane Maloney is 3rd on 124 points. In the rookies, it's Gabriele Mini who leads once more with 109 points ahead of Isaac Hajar with 101 points, and Mari Boyer is back in 3rd on 29 points. Finally, in the team standings, ART Grand Prix lead the way with 320 points, but RSGP are close behind with 317 points ahead of Prema Power Team, who are on 166 points in 3rd.